Good afternoon. My name is Siobhan Montague with One Day Class 8 Assessment. What I wanted to make the theme of this video is that personal connection and building a loyal customer base through organic relationships is better than social media. And I have the evidence to prove it. So what I'm going to do is share my slides. We're going to walk through the first set of slides. We'll come back and then I will then again hip you to what the next issue is. First off, John Brandt is my only social media referral from 2025, and he favors my gaming page, which we'll discuss at a separate time. But when he understood that I had lived in Japan, worked in Japan, and built a child business around Japan, he had already been a fan of my other social media business, and he was sold. So with that, um, we agreed on a price of $500 for me to plan out his entire trip, flights, hotels, and everything he needed to go through Japan. And he paid me this year, 2026, because he just started it last year. Anyway, his wife and him had been in Japan for a week and a half. They did two cities. The hotel in the background, the Asakusa View Hotel in Tokyo, that's close to the Sensoji Shrine, was their Tokyo hotel. They did another hotel in Fukuoka, and they had a beautiful trip. When he got back, I did a Zoom call with him, and he's like, "Man, look, that was amazing. The food was great. I love life." And the key takeaways is that he had faith in my judgment. He loved the planner that I built for him. He liked the ease and accessibility of the Japanese culture as far as getting from city to city and around. Not only that, he loved how much easier I made his life. His aha moment was he could text me while he was in Japan, hop on a quick Instagram call, and I had him covered. Now, he was one of the inspirations for my digital planner from class 7. So as we move on to the next family, Casey and Rebecca Flanders, they're a referral from one of my JET program buddies. I met Jason in 2005, and we've been friends for over 21 years. So when Casey and Rebecca, which are friends from college, said, "Hey, we want to plan a trip from Japan, but we don't know anything," Jason immediately dropped my name, put them in contact with me, and I built them their own itinerary, just like I did for John. But because of their itinerary, I used it during class 7 to build my app. So again, fee of $500. They wired it to me, and I told them what the difference in my business was, which will be in our one pager in the next set of slides. Their key takeaways was the app made life easy, the built-in AI answered questions that helped them navigate, and the upgrades that they recommend were basic phrases in Japanese, which I will add to the app later. Now, that's $1,000 in 2025. 2026, I decided not to launch a trip to Japan. I didn't have enough customers. Plus, I was doing the one day program and I didn't want to try to be doing work while I was abroad. I thought that was ludicrous and insane. So, my current funnel prospects that are between stage 3 to 5 and close to closing, um, only one of two of them came from one day. One came from class 7. One of them came from when I posted in the main Slack channel. Wes from class 7, I need to catch up with him. He wants help planning for his trip to Japan with his wife. So I need to get him the prospects. He has the app, but we'll get to that soon. The other member from one day is planning for next year, but I do check ins with her and we go from there. Everyone else is someone that has either met me in person, worked with me in person, or knows me personally. And compared to the next page, which is social media outreach and conversions, social media outreach and conversions are zero. What I learned from class 8 with Cassandra McDonald is that I need for the current generation, which fits my ICP buckets, and we'll cover that in a bit, is that they need influencers that they love and trust to make the conversion. Just being a stranger on the internet is just like everything else on the internet. You're overwhelmed, overloaded. There's a million different people that visit Japan on a regular basis, and 1 out of every 1,000 is some kind of influencer or social media icon. So long-term goals will be acquiring one of them to help launch the brand to gain more customers. But potentials for next summer is that everyone that's in stage 4 is at least $8,000 to $10,000 if they're going in the summer. Anyone that signs up for this cherry blossom trip is $10,000 to $15,000 if they're bringing their significant other. A couple of the family people, that'll be up to $50,000 in sales. So projected based on right now is anywhere from $40,000 to $80,000 in potential sales for 2027. I have 4 promises to pay. Now, fails in discovery. Everyone from one day I have no personal connection with. I haven't met them. And I'm talking about my sources. Caroline, who's a professor, is in the prospecting phase. She has a group of students that are obsessed with Japan because she teaches at the collegiate level. Her cohort fits my ICPs from sinks, thinks, retirees, and people with a deep interest. Qualifying leads, again, these are just right now in the pipe. Chad B, who's a co-worker, gave me Jessica from the school district, who's one of his co-workers and subordinates. She has a brother-in-law. She has a brother and a sister-in-law that want to do a honeymoon in Japan, and she herself wants to go. So as I work closely with her, it's going to spread out into what I'm doing for 2027. And I'm very excited about it. Now, the key takeaways versus sales. I've only had one successful sale from social media, 50%. And that was John. The other half came through organic relationship building. So building a relationship with the Glanders family through my friend Jason was amazing. Even though I had a lot of social media out in 2026, and it was sort of consistent, not consistent to where I wanted it to be with a post 3 times a week, I was down to 1 post a week. But I got a lot of interest, no conversions. What I learned from the class so far with 2027 is that if I have nurtured and curated relationships, I will do 1,000 times better. So that is the focus. I attempted to join the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce and the African American Chamber of Commerce. Those are not working. So now I'm going to go to work through people in my social network. So with that, we're going to take a quick pause. Okay, welcome back. So now we're going to go to some of my marketing materials that have been built out, which are going to bring in more customers. The real thing that I've learned from Class 7 is that personalization is key. How you talk to people and handle what's going on is also key. So the main thing to feature is a lot of people complain, I don't know how to plan a trip to Japan. It's a country, a language, a culture I don't understand, I don't speak. So the big thing that I wanted to push out is that my company with this goes through, and we've compared to 100 different companies, including the top 5 in Asia, the top 5 in the US, and how we beat them with everything. So first off, Japanese industry, yeah. With this format, I have a competitive stacks thing. It's something that I share with the clients. And then this is hot linked in the email version that they get to where they can click and go to the app and the website. So my 3-pager and my 1-pager equally strip out what other companies are not doing, how to reach out to clients, what's going on, and how everything forms out to our funnel. The main thing with the funnel is we discover, we give them initial access to things. With scaling, what I learned in Class 7 is that some people believe they can go to Japan on a McDonald's budget versus a realistic budget of what's required to enjoy Japan in a comfortable, luxurious style. So when I was reevaluating my ICPs, I had to break down the reality. So Class 7, when we learned about Calendly, how to book meetings and how to integrate calls, I have a questionnaire that's built into the link to my calendar. If they're thinking a trip to Japan is less than $5,000, it'll tell them to go to the app, try it out for free, and use the $39.99 a month to pay to plan out their trip, which is the access to the basic sales part of my app. Now, if they're over minimum required amount. Then they get asked more questions and they can go to the calendar and book their initial consultation call. So what I like about that is that not only does it help out with other issues, it also filters out the people that are not in my ICPs at all. So the main thing that I want to highlight is that building the interpersonal relationships and understanding the needs of my customers is paramount of importance. But at the same time, filtering out people that have a dream with no substance and no plan to go to Japan and saving time to focus on the customers that are serious about it, I feel that this is the better option. So with the solo couple retainer, $500 upfront, or they can pay $39.99 for 13 months. It's full discovery, trip design, everything they need, including they can book time with me where I can help them out, answer questions, or they can use the AI. For groups of people that are in the same mindset, they don't want to travel with me, it's the same price. One person in a group can pay for the $39.99, and I'm giving them that value of one person having the app. They can take turns and discuss it amongst themselves like families do over Sunday dinner, and they can have everything they need to plan out that trip to Japan. I'm still generating income. They're still getting the value and the services that they're required to plan out the trip to Japan. And they know how I'm differentiated across the spectrum. Japanese travel companies primarily deal with Japanese-based customers for language and ease of cultural understanding. American companies pre-book package deals that are over the counter, and you don't get to choose anything off brand. So with my service, it's customized and tailored to the unique client experience. They can build and scale it up at their own leisure. And then they can reach out to the AI on a 24/7 basis or book time with me to get fine-tuned information and planning. So far, if we look back at my 2017 trip, I made over $40,000 gross income. Net income, I broke even with the cost of the summer and the trip. My 2018 trip was more of I had to pay for my trip to Japan, but the entire experience filming in Hideyoshi, I made about $2,000. I didn't have to pay for hotels, food, or most of the travel. So I more than broke even. 2019, I made a profit of $1,500. 2024, gross profit with 7 people on the trip was close to $49,000, 56. Net profit again was over $4,000. So I have proven that I have the income and the money, and let me stop the share, going with the model of class 7 of building those intentional relationships. I'm still following up with everyone from every trip, and they're giving me recommendations, they're giving me ideas. I'm letting them try out the app to see what their feelings are about it, as well as gathering insights into what would have made their trip easier the first time around and would they come back. Now that those relationships are established, I'm getting referrals to new potential clients for future trips, whether 2027, 2028, and into the future. But right now, projected income is over $50,000 with just the people that I have in my inner circle, as well as the clients that are listed that want to go to Japan. So thank you for staying with me for class 8. Have a great weekend. But really quickly, the one thing that I did not mention is that my aha moment in my client maps, the aha moment for most of the people that are on my referral list is that I have the understanding, I have the culture, and I can deliver the value of helping them build their Japan experience to be the best compared to other retailers that are just giving them an over-the-counter package with no customization ability. And for those people coming with me, the fact that they can have a conversation, immediate feedback, immediate customer service, and ironing out any things that come along the trip are right there in front of them. So that's the value that I bring.